Hey guys, welcome to the homework portion of Introduction to Linux OS course. On our homework today we have 10 tasks for you. What I really want you to do, guys, is I want you to go through these tasks, read them yourself, and I want you to pause the video and try and do as much as you can without my help. Once you've gone as far as you can, I want you to unpause the video and we're going to go through it together very slowly. I'm going to try and explain as in much detail as I can what we're doing on these tasks. Okay. Real quick, I'll explain what we are doing on our homework. So first one, we're just creating 3 folders called test 1, 2, and 3. On the second one, we're going to create a text file named test.txt, and you're going to put some text in it and place it in test 1 folder. Then we're going to copy that test.txt file to test 2 folder. And we're also going to copy the test.txt to test 3, and we're going to name it new.txt. And then in test.txt, in test folder 2, we're going to put the words I am happy today. So you're adding that text to test.txt in test folder 2. Then we're going to copy folder test 3 as test.folder, so we're renaming it, and we're going to put it in our home directory. Then we're going to rename new.txt on the test.folder to appletree2. So we're renaming the new.txt in test.folder to appletree2.txt. Then we're going to add some text into appletree2.txt, any text you like. Then we're going to list all the files in test 1 and test 3, and then we're going to locate file test.txt in all the 4 folders we created. So go ahead and pause the video, guys. Get as far as you can. Once you get stuck, go ahead and unpause the video, and we're going to go through it together. Okay, hopefully you spent some time doing this to the best of your ability and didn't give up too fast before coming to the master here, your instructor. So let's go ahead and go this together. Let's start with the first one. Let's go to our virtual box. So we're going to be adding folders. Okay, these are folders, not files. These are folders that contain files. So we need to make our directory. So mkdir. Okay, remember, make directory is how we make folders and directories. And then this supports multiple directories at one time. So we're going to do test 1, test 2, and test 3. Okay, we'll do an ls. And you'll see test 1, test 2, and test 3 are in those directory. Okay, so task 2 in our homework. Create a .txt file named test.txt with some text in it and place it in test 1 folder. So go back to our virtual box here. So what we're going to do here, we're going to cd to test 1, because that's where we want the file. And we're going to echo. Remember, echo displays the input to the output of the screen. So we're going to do echo, quotation mark, hello world, quotation mark, and we're going to redirect that output to test.txt. Okay? And then we'll see here we have a file called test.txt, and since this file wasn't originally here, by redirecting to this file, Linux will actually create the file for you. Let's go ahead and with cat what's in that file. You'll see it says hello world. Let's go back to our homework. Task 3. Copy test.txt file to test 2 folder. So we're going to copy this file that's in test 1 to test 2. So cp is copy. Then we're going to type in the file we would like to copy. And since test 2 is contained in our home directory, I'm going to use a shortcut. So we're going to do that tilde or squiggly sign, and then test 2. And then it's going under test 2, so I add another slash. So now that file is underneath test 2 folder. Back to our homework. Look at task 4. Copy test.txt again. This time to test 3, and we're going to rename it as new.txt file. So we're going to do cp copy test.txt, and we're still in our test 1 folder, guys. We're going to use our home directory symbol, and it's going in test 3. And since I want to rename it, I'm actually going to put it's going to be named under this file, under this folder, which is new.txt. Okay. So now that'll be in test 3, and it'll be named new.txt. And let me go ahead and cd over that directory for you, just so I can show you. And there you see it's in there, okay? I'm going to go back to test1 directory. So I'm back in my test1 directory here. Actually, let me clear the screen, get a little bit of room back. So I'm back here in my test1 directory under my home directory. Let's go back to our homework here. So task 5, add below text to test.txt on test2 folder. Let's go back to our virtual box. So what we're actually going to do, we're going to do echo again. We're going to put, I am happy today, and I hope you all are happy today. We're going to redirect that output to test2, which is in our home directory, so I do a squiggle. Okay. And then test.txt. Okay. And if you guys are starting to notice, I don't actually have to CD over these directories. If I put the full path here, so the entire path of this file, so the home directory test2, and then the file in that directory, I can actually do it from anywhere. I don't need to be in the directory. So I'm going to hit enter, and now the file test.txt will have I am happy today in there. And just to prove to you guys that that is true, we're going to CD to that directory. I'm going to ls, show you there that that file does exist. I'm going to cat it, and I am happy today. Okay. All right. Let's head back to our homework here. Look at task 6. Copy folder test3, so not the file, but the folder, as test.doc folder to your home directory. So we're copying the whole folder, test3, and everything under it. We're going to rename it test.doc folder, and we're going to put it in our home directory. Okay, so I'm going to do a copy. And now when we want to copy things from a directory, we want to also take everything underneath of it. So what we've got to do is a -R, which stands for recursive, meaning take everything in the directory and everything underneath of it. I'm going to put the directory, which is located at home/test3, okay? And then I want to go to my home directory, and I want to place it in test.doc folder, okay? So what we're doing with this command, we're copying recursively everything under test3 here, and we're putting it in our home directory, and we're going to rename it test.doc folder, okay? So by giving it the name we want, it's going to rename that, okay? And just to prove that, I'm going to CD back to home. I'm going to do an ls, and we see that test.doc folder here now, okay? So right now, guys, I am in my home directory, just so we can keep track of where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and clear my screen and get a little bit of space back. And I'll do pwd, show you where we're at. We're at our home directory. Let's go back to our homework. So task 7 here, rename new.txt on test.doc folder to appletree2.txt. Okay, so let's go back to our machine here. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go ahead and CD to test.doc folder. Oops. So I'm in my home directory, so all I have to do is test.doc folder. It knows I'm in the home directory, so I don't have to put the full thing. So now I'm in test.doc directory, or test.doc folder, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to move. Actually, let's do an ls to see what's in here, which is the new.txt. Okay. So I'm moving because I want to rename it. And we're going to new.txt. And I want to rename it to appletree2.txt. Okay. I'll do an ls, and we'll see that it is now called appletree2.txt. All right, back to our homework here. Look at our next task, which is task 8. And it just says add some more text to appletree2.txt file. So let's go back to our machine here. So if you remember, this is actually a copy of some previous files. So let's go ahead and cat what's in there now. We have hello world. Now we want to add more text to it. We don't want to replace the text, okay? So we're going to do echo. We're going to say Linux is fun. Okay? And we're going to append, which is going to be 2 greater than signs, okay? So we want to add this text to the end of it. And now we'll cat what's in that file. And you see it added that text to the end of that file. So it didn't replace it, it added to it, okay? I'm going to clear my screen real quick just to get some more space back. Do a PWD, show you guys where I'm at. So we're in home, Kevin, test doc folder. Let's go back to our homework here. So task 9, list all files in test 1 and test 3. That's a pretty easy one. So we're going to go all the way back to home. We're just going to do ls, test 1. So remember, ls stands for list, and test 1, what we want to list. So we just have test.txt there, and then I'm going to hit the up arrow. I'm just going to change that to 2. And we have test.txt, okay? And then our final task on this homework. Oops. Probably helps if I show you guys the screen. There we go. I'll show you those commands just again. So we do ls test.1, which will list the text. I'm going to hit my up arrow. 2. Test.2. And it'll list those files in there. Okay. Now let's go back to our homework. So our final task here is locate file test.txt in all 4 folders. This is a bit of a trick question, guys, because if you recall, a couple of those folders we renamed the test.txt folder, or file, file. So I'm going to go back to my virtual box here. I'm going to show you how you would search for those files. So we do an ls because you want to list what's in those 4 folders. The first one being test 1. I'm going to pipe that to grep. You guys remember that grep statement? We can search for specific words or phrases or text in folders and in different locations. And I'm just going to say test. I want to see everything that has the name test. And you'll see it says test.txt. I'm going to hit up arrow. I'm going to do the same thing for test 2. Test.txt. I'm going to hit up arrow. I'm going to do the same thing to 3. And you'll see there's nothing. Why? Because we renamed the folder in that, or we renamed the file in that folder. I'm going to do the same thing for test doc. Oops. You'll see also nothing exists because we renamed that one to apple tree. Alright guys, so hopefully you did pretty well for yourselves on this file, or on this homework assignment. If you have any questions, feel free to follow those links you've seen before to get some extra tutoring and help with any questions you may have.